Hi guys, welcome back. Domain-3 architecture and design. In this video we're going to see implement patching using Windows Server Update Service WSUS practice lab. Lab requirements as usual: VMware or VirtualBox, Windows Server 2016 domain controls, Windows Server 2016 domain member server, Windows 8.1 domain workstations, or Windows 10 domain workstations. So you guys can use a different supported operating system if on your test environment if you want. Okay, now task for the lab. Install. We are going to see the three tasks: install and configure WSUS, create computer groups for WSUS, configure GPO policy for WSUS. So first we will see install and configure WSUS. So Windows WSUS provide a cost-effective patch management solution to deploy updates to domain join Windows Server and workstation in a corporate network. So WSUS is fully integrated in Windows Server 2012 and can be enabled in Windows Client by configure settings in Group Policy Object, so GPO. So first we need to initialize disk storage for WSUS. First, I connected the domain member server. Because the domain member server we are going to use, we will use this domain member server as the designated server to run Windows Server Update Service. Okay. So for that, we need to prepare the server to assume the role of WSUS servers. We must prepare this disk volume that will be used for storage of operating system update. Okay, so let's go for it. First we need to open the server managers and then computer management. So here we need to click the storage and then just double click the storage. So here you can see the disk management. So it's loading here, so loading disk configuration information. So let's wait for some time. So here is open, the disk management is open now. So we can now make it online the disk one. So it's already offline. For that, just right click on the disk one. So you will see that online options. So you can now see that online. So here you can see that disk one unallocated partition. So and choose new simple volume. So one moment. Okay, here right click new simple volume. So here the new simple volume wizard. So you just click proceed the default settings. So this is also default settings. So here just make sure the letter is E selected. Okay, done. So because so this is the first option you need to select, then proceed next. So keep the default format partition option, so just proceed next. So you can now just click finish. So wait for the formatting process to be completed before installing WSUS. So here's it's done. It shows healthy, right? So it's done already. So we can now close the computer management. So we have successfully initialized disk storage for WSUS. Now the second, we are going to install and configure WSUS. So for that, open that PowerShell. PowerShell, as I said in previous lab so many times, so there is a two way you can also open PowerShell here, or else you can just .charm button, you will get that PowerShell. So here we need to type the command. So add Windows feature, and then update. So this is a command. It's okay, it's done. Let's enter. Please wait while the service is being installed. This will take few minutes. So 25% is completed. Let's wait for some time. 44, 46, 66, 88, 89. Okay, it's done now. So you guys can now see the windows. This windows indicates that the service and the dependency were successfully installed. So let's just close this PowerShell window. So now we can open the tools server manager. On the server manager, just open the Windows Server update service. So here you have to select the store updates locally. So the content directories, we need to enter the E is as I showed before. So E drive updates. Okay, now let's run. So just wait for the configuration of WSUS to be completed. So this process will take few minutes to finish, few minutes to complete. So let's leave it for a while. Okay, it's now completed. So you can now close this complete WSUS installation. So here, so just proceed, click next button. So here you can remove this tick mark. Yes, I would like to join the Microsoft Update Improvement, because it will get unnecessary. It's up to you guys. So next. So these settings, since this is the first WSUS server to be rolled out for the testing lab, so you can just accept the default settings to synchronize from so I just leave it these settings. Let's proceed next. So in these settings we can now select the use a proxy when synchronized. I'm going to enter the proxy name. Proxy, I just defaults, and then port number is 8080. So okay, so now we can proceed next. So on the connect to the update stream, so we are going to click start connecting. So it will take some time. Let's leave it for a while. You guys can see here WSUS once is added. So if you expand this, so you will see all the window here. So here you can see here WSUS is last time before added, so the option is not there. So now you can see so just leave it as it is. Because it depending on the amount of updates, so this can take up to 20 minutes to complete. So let's wait for some time. So I just paused my video. Okay, it's done now. So it took about 25 minutes on my test environment. So now proceed, click next. Here on choose language page, you're just going to select English. So it's already done, and then click next. So here, so we need to select the Windows 10. So because I'm using a Windows 10 and Windows 8.1 workstation, so I'm going to select the two Windows workstation machine. So the Windows 10 and then Windows 8.1 here. So I just turned on. Just proceed next. So now in the choose classifications, we can now select only critical update checkbox. Okay, here. So rest of them is just for testing purpose. So I just remove the definition update, security update, upgrades. So only I just enable I just only tick the critical update. So just for testing purpose. So click next. So set sync schedule page. So here we just select the manual. So leave it as default. Proceed next. So here select the begin initial synchronization. Okay. So now we can now check. Proceed next. So here just click the finish button, then so let's wait for some time. Okay, so it's open here. The update service is now open. So if you guys don't see this, you can if you guys don't see this window, you can also just click the taskbar. So sometimes it's minimize. So if so in my case it was open behind the screen. So now we're going to expand the member server. Click the synchronize. So you can now see the progress is successfully completed. Oops, sorry, the first one is running now. So the progress of downloading an update from Microsoft on the button, on the top side, so you can see here. On the bottom side, you can see here. The progress is going on. 16%. So let's wait for some time. This will take I think a few minutes, or just 2 to 3 minutes it will take to complete. So I just pause my video. Okay, so it took about 30 minutes to complete the synchronize stuff. So it's now completed here. So we have successfully initialized disk storage for WSUS, and then we have completed successfully install and configure WSUS. So we are now going to enable SSL for WSUS server. Okay, the third task we are going to perform now, because for security reason it is important that you enable secure socket layer for WSUS server to encrypt web traffic between the server and the requesting clients. So in addition, SSL verifies the identifier of WSUS server when Windows Update client make a connection to it. Okay, so let's go for the lab. So first we are going to open the server manager. Server manager, tools. So we need to open Internet Information Service, IIS. Okay, so here we can now select the, so you can just maximize this one. So once you select this, you will get this page. So here we need to select this server certificate. So just double click. So here once you open the server certificate, so here in the under the action panel, so you need to click open feature. Sorry, the open feature should be in this page. Once you select it here, so the open feature is here. So okay, so I just show you the step by step so you guys can understand this easily. Okay, here you can now create a certificate. You have to create a self-signed certificate. So on specify friendly name, so you have to create the certificate name. Just give a name, your domain member server name. So this domain member server name is the host name is so just leave it as personal. Okay, so now we can just expand the site. Let's check the personals. Okay, is created. Okay, it's done. So now we are going to just select the WSUS administrator on the SSL settings. So just right click and choose binding. So here we have to select the HTTPS. Just edit the HTTPS. So here, so we're going to give the host name. So you can give your host name or IP address. So okay, so that's correct. Okay, now we can select the certificate what we created before the previous wizard. So how to select that SSL certificate, just proceed, click OK. Okay, now just let me close this. So now we are back in IIS manager window. So here we are now going to the, so we're going to select the SSL certificate that we created. For that, the same settings. So here you can see here, right? So recur SSL. So then action, so we're going to apply. So this one, just leave it as default as of now. So just enable this recur SSL. So then just proceed apply button here. The change have been successfully added now. So we will now export this self-signed certificate to a file. For that, just click the host here, the domain member server, right click the, so then open feature, the same settings. So So here the server manager. You can now view, just select this one. Here you can see the view button, so view. So now you can select the details tab. So click copy to file. So here the welcome to certificate, so just proceed next button, and then here just yes, I don't, so yes, the export the private key, next button. So here the export file, just keep the default settings, proceed next. So here we are going to enable the password, so only the password. Okay, now next button. So here we can just type the path, the file name. If you guys already created before, so you can browse it. So I'm just going to, I have already done. So then proceed next. So here finish. So the export was successfully done. So we have now completed the first 3 tasks under the install and configure WSUS. First, initialize disk storage for WSUS. Second, install and configure WSUS, and third is enable SSL for WSUS server. So we are now going to see configure domain to trust self-signed certificate. Let's go for that. So to set up the self-signed certificate to be trusted by the Windows domain, so we need to connect the domain control server. So this is a domain member server, so we are going to connect the domain control. This is a domain control server. So here, so from server you can now open group policy management, tools, see group policy management. So here you just expand the forest practical lab, and then expand the domain, and then you can now expand the domain, the practicelab.com. So here we are going to right click, just so click OK, proceed OK, right click, edit on the default domain, so just right click, edit. So here in the computer configuration, right, so here the policy, Windows, so Windows settings, and then security settings. So in the security settings, and then public key policy, here the trusted root certification, trusted root certification authorities. So here you just right click, select import. So here you can press click next button. Here just from here we can now click so just type the I have already shared from the domain member server, so I'm going to give this number because the Windows update has to store. So for that, plab dm01 c, let's go. So if you guys not sure about this, you can just browse it and check the sharing, I mean the domain member server host name or the IP address, whatever. Okay, so now we are going to enter the password that we created on the domain member server. Okay, now it's the default settings. So now I can see here, right? So default settings, next, finish. So the import was successfully completed, so just proceed, click OK. The self-signed certificate is now added successfully. So we can now just go to the, so we have now successfully completed the 4 tasks under the install and configure WSUS. So you successfully initialize a disk storage for WSUS, install and configure WSUS, enabling SSL for WSUS servers, and 4th is configuring Domain-3 Trust Self-Signed Certificate. So now we are going to now create computer groups for WSUS. So, okay, so let's go for the practice lab. So for that we need to use the domain member server. So the computer groups enable you to target update to specific computers. In this task we will go through the steps of creating and assigning this group. Okay, so let's go for the topic, create computer group. So just refresh this. So Windows Server Manager, just close it. IIS Manager that I was open previously. So here, so I just opened that update server. So just close it. That okay. So on the Server Manager, Tools, Windows Server Update Server, Windows Server Update Service. So here the panel. So we are going to refresh this, or else you can just press the F5 shortcut button. Select the okay. So we are now going to so we can now proceed, because this error causes by binding the self-signed certificate to domain member server. So we're going to remove this. Okay, so now refresh. Okay, so now we are going to connect server. The server name is domain member server practice lab.com. Okay, now so use the socket layer. Okay, so the port number is as a default. Okay, just proceed connect. So now there is no error message. Okay, now we are going to expand this computer. So on the computer you can see here all computer, right? So just right click, add computer group. So here type the team. So let's say if it's marketing, if it's sales team, so just type enter the sales. Okay. Okay, add it as now you can see here, yeah, marketing. Now we can click the option, select the computer. So on the computer direct bus you can now use the, so you have to select the use group policy or register settings on computers. Just proceed, apply, click OK. So now we are going to approve downloaded updates. So before that, what we see, the create, we have now created computer groups successfully. So now we are going to approve download updates. For that, so here the same process. So we are now, you have to select the domain member server here. So then you can see here 998 critical updates were are waiting to be approved. So it's going to select this approved. So on the critical updates, so you can see the list of critical updates. So just choose any update on right click on the right click on it and choose approve. Just randomly, just latest one, let's say, right click, approve. So here is very important. So select any Windows 10 critical update that has not been what do you call that? It's superseded by another update. So now, so let's say we have created the marketing. So we just click here, approve for install. So you can see here that install is successfully done. So just proceed, click OK, then close it. So you can see in the approval progress is a, so you can close it, you can close the window. There is it will take off. The updates are superseded by another updates. So now we are going to do the same thing for Windows 8.1. So we have now successfully done that Windows 10 version here. So we are now going to find Windows 8. Okay, here. So this is for the update for Windows 8.1 for 64-bit versions. So the same thing, approve, marketing. So just click approve for install. Click proceed, OK. So approval progress is success. Click OK. Okay, we have now done successfully create computer groups for WSUS. The task 2 is completed. So in the task 2, what we done, create computer groups and approve downloaded updates. So the task 2 is completed. So we are going to see the task 3. So the task 3 is a configure GPO policy for WSUS. So under the task 3 we are going to perform the two tasks. So create a GPO for update services client and verify WSUS client functionality. So let's go for the practice lab. So now we will implement the task to deploy WSUS update through group policy. Okay. For that we need to connect domain control. This is a domain member server, so we are going to switch to domain control now. So this is a domain control. So here we're going to open the tools server. On the server managers you have to open server tools, Active Directory, users and computers. Here in the practice the domain, you can just right click, send the new organizational unit. So here enter the name, WSUS clients. So whatever the name you can just give it, click OK. So now we can check this. Now we can go to the computer. So one moment. Okay, so here select the Windows 10 and then Windows 10. Oops, we need to select the Windows 10 because we are testing only the both workstations. So just right click, move. Here we're going to select the WSUS client. So here you have to select WSUS, click OK, because these tools are you're going to use as a test computer for distribution of update through the Windows WSUS. Okay, so that's why we selected the only two workstation. So now you're going to just click once again. So you can see here we have now successfully moved from computer to here, the 8.1 and 10. Okay, done. Now close it. The server manager, once again go to the tools, group policy management. Here we can just right click the domain. Sorry, here. So here we are going to create a GPO in this domain link here. WSUS update and then settings. So the settings, you just leave it default, click OK. Here just right click, edit, here go to the computer configuration and then policy, here the administrator templates, Windows components, and click Windows update, Windows update here. So here just right click the configure automatic update. Configure automatic update, just right click, edit. On configure automatic updates, you have to make sure the setting is enabled. Okay, and then configure automatic update. So make sure this one is for auto download and schedule install, and then here is a 0 every day. Here you can just select the time you want, so I just leave it as it is. Then okay, proceed, apply, click OK. So back to the group policy management editor. So here just right click the specific intranet Microsoft Update Service location, just right click, edit. So here just same thing, click enable. Here you're going to add the update service for detection update, for detecting update. Okay, https://plab. So if you guys have the alternate download server, so you can also add. So I don't have anyone, so I just leave it. Okay, then proceed, apply, okay. So you are now back in the group policy management editor once again. So we need to add one more thing, automatic update detection frequency. Right click, edit, enable. Here I'm just selecting the check for updates at the following interval. So this one I set 12. Okay, and then one more thing, enable client side target. Right click, edit. So here just same things, enable. In the target group name for these computers, I select the marketing, what I created before. Apply, okay. Okay, now we have done successfully the first task. So we have done under the configure GPO, under the task 3, configure GPO policy for WSUS. We have now successfully created a group GPO for update service client. So that we are going to now perform the second task, verify WSUS client functionality. Okay, so let's connect the Windows 10 workstations. So this is a Windows 10 machine. So Windows 10 machine, I'm going to enter the command prompt, open the command prompt, run as administrator. So we're going to enter the command. It will force an update of the group policy, then initiate a register and detection of WSUS server. Okay, so then it will restart automatically. GP update. Okay, so it's now this command will force an update of the group policy. So it's now successfully done. And then to initiate your registration and detection of WSUS servers, we have to enter this command. So it's done successfully. So we are now going to restart the Windows 10. So we have to do the same thing on Windows 8 machine, Windows 8.1. So this is a Windows 8.1. So Windows 10 is restarting now. So I'm going to do the same thing on Windows 8.1. So for that, run as administrator. So GP update. So then is successfully completed. WUAUCLT register now, detect now, WUAUCLT now, the same command what we did before on Windows 10. Okay, so going to restart the Windows 8 machine. Sorry. Okay. So now Windows 10 is restarted successfully. So now we successfully restarted the Windows 10 machine now. So we are going to type updates, check for updates. So you can see is depending on the critical update we had chosen earlier on Windows 10, and it is availability, it is availability on our domain member server. So you can see it's detected automatically, the critical update server. So let me show you on domain member server. So these all are what I selected before. So you can see here is a domain member server. The update service, you can see that what I selected 1703. So install 1-3, right? So once it's completed, it will show. You can see here. So now, so please note that although the update has been detected on Windows client, the update server, the domain member server, from the domain member server, it will have to successfully download an update first from the Microsoft update site. Okay, so once it's done, then it will we will allow it to get the client update the critical updates. Now we go back to the Windows 8. So here this is Windows 8 8.1, so just check for update. So you can see here it started checking. So once it's completed, it will receive that update automatically from the update server. It's taking update. Let's wait for some time. So here you can see that the change settings. So here, so once you click the change settings, you can now see that it's successfully configured to receive the updates, because it will take some time, few hours before the updates are downloaded to this computer, because the updates may not download immediately after you configure, so it will take some time. You may need manually run WSUS server synchronize again to force the WSUS server to download the update available from Microsoft. So the important thing here is that Windows Update Server service servers on member server was able to synchronize with the Microsoft update site and build a list of updates that can be downloaded at the next synchronization. Okay, so that's it, guys. We have now successfully done all 3 tasks. So the last task is a configure GPO policy for WSUS. So we have now completed successfully task 3, and then task 1 is also, yeah, you can see here. So we have, this is a task for the lab, what we done. One moment. Yeah, task for the labs: install and configure WSUS, create computer groups for WSUS, configure GPO policy for WSUS. So that's it, guys, for this lab. So please subscribe my channel, press the bell button to get more updates. So we will see more practice lab on the upcoming videos. So I will post it more useful videos for you guys. So please subscribe my channel, press the bell button to get more update, share the video if you like. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.